Hello, very good evening to the people watching us from India, and very good morning to the people watching us from the US. So of late we have been getting a lot of queries about LLC, people wanting to start their own company and all. So based on our interaction with the clients, whatever comes up, we feel we should keep sharing it very often. Okay, so please hit a like and please do share this video, and please do subscribe to our channel so that when we go live you get these notifications. So here are some 6 quick facts that you need to know. So don't consider this as a comprehensive session on limited liability companies. So that's a very vital topic that enrolled agents study in their regulation. So hearty welcome to students also who have joined us. So today I wanted to talk about these 6 quick facts about limited liability companies. Okay, just to brush up your knowledge, people who are doing EA or CPA, it will help you also, and also to our clients. Okay, let's go through this. Okay, what is an LLC? Many people say, what's an LLC? I mean, I want to start an LLC. Now, what is an LLC? An LLC is a limited liability company, a legal entity, also a business structure that is created by state law. An LLC is incorporated under a state. That is something you have to remember. An LLC. So let's say you are incorporating an LLC in Delaware. You are incorporating an LLC in California. You are incorporating an LLC in New Jersey. So each state you have to form an LLC. Okay, which protects its owners from personal responsibility for its debts or liabilities. So the main reason why you form, it's last session we did to learn about sole proprietors. Now this session we are doing about limited liability company. As the name itself indicates, it's a limited liability. The liability of the owners and its members will be limited. It will be limited. Okay, so it will protect you. Next one, what are the different types of LLC? Okay, how many types of LLC are there? Okay, and there are ideally 2 types of LLC, single member LLC and then multiple member LLC. So let's take a look at this. What is a single member LLC? By default, an LLC is treated as a disregarded entity. Okay, it's a single member entity. If the single member in the LLC is an individual, hi Karthik, hi Alex, thank you. If the single member in the LLC is an individual, then the LLC will be treated as sole proprietorship, right? That's what we learned even in our last session. Next, if the single member in the LLC is a business entity, then the LLC will be taxed as either a C Corp or a S Corp. This is about a single member LLC. Now you may be thinking, okay, what if there are more members? Okay, I'm coming there. So this piece is only about single member LLC. So by default, an LLC is treated as a disregarded entity. So if the single member in the LLC is an individual, then the LLC will be treated as sole proprietorship. And if the single member in the LLC is a business entity, corporation, okay, then the LLC will be taxed as either a C Corp or a S Corp. Let's see how a multiple member LLC looks like. Okay, so by default, a multiple member LLC is treated as partnership by default. So when 2 or more people come together, that is by default a multiple member LLC. Okay, now when treated as partnership, the entity will file Form 1065 and the partners will get Schedule K1, which flows into their personal tax return through Schedule A. Okay, so these are certain forms also which you should keep it in mind when you are filing the taxes. Okay, so I would love to show you those forms also. Just give me a moment. Let me just show you how a Form 1065 looks like. It's good if we learn these forms. So these are the forms. So form 1065, let's take a look at this form. Yeah, form 1065, this is how it looks like. Just type form 1065 in the Google. Having information on all these things are also very, very essential. Okay, so this is form 1065. As you see, US return of partnership income. So this is how. So if you are filing a single member, if you are filing a multiple member LLC as a partnership, so you will be filing form 1065. This is how it looks like. Name of the partnership, the address, date business started, total assets, what's the business, what's the product or service. Then are you following a cash method of accounting, are you following accrual method of accounting, then what are the different types of income, right? Gross receipts, returns, cost of goods sold, gross profit, then ordinary income, farm, different types of incomes. Okay, any other income, then expenses, salaries and wages, guaranteed payments to partners. It's like regardless of whether the business will make profit or not, you have to pay them. It's like fixed amount. Then bad debts, rent, taxes and licenses, interest, depreciation, depletion, retirement plan, employee benefit plan, then other deductions. Okay, so this is how basically a form 1065 looks like. Okay, and by default most of it is calendar year only, but unless you choose to have a different year, then section schedule B talks about other information. What type of entity is this, then at the end of the year, you can just go through the form. This is something for your tax consultant to do, so you need not know, as a client you need not know all these line items, but I'm just showing you these form because a tax accountant puts a lot of effort in compiling these things for you. And also I wanted to, as you see on the top, I plan my taxes and I track my finances. Okay, so when I'm speaking to clients, a lot of clients, they say, hey Nanda, do you think really I made 1 million? I don't see that in the bank. That is something that most of them have the concerns about. So you will be able to see that money, or at least be satisfied that you spent all of that money only when you track your finances. Now people, bookkeeping is not necessary only for an entrepreneur or a small business owner. As an individual also, even if you're somebody on W2 or 1099, maintaining your books of accounts is very, very important. That's why I say you have to track your finances. Even the science, the study has proved that when you document your expenses, when you document your income, when you document your expenses, your debts, loans, investments, your credit cards, everything, when you document and when you see it periodically, your intensity, your speed of incurring that expense is reduced. Either the speed is reduced or the amount of expenditure is reduced. Nanda, certain items will keep increasing, or those certain expenses are mandatory. I understand that, but at least when you are entering that into QuickBooks or any reliable tax accounting software, you are able to see what is going out from your financial statements. From your bank account, your hard-earned money, where is it going? You are able to see that. Okay, so I strongly urge my clients to track their finances. Okay, so coming back, so this is something I want you to be mindful of. So form 1065 is something that looks like this, what I have shown you. So this is your form 1065. Now let me show you a schedule K1, how a schedule K1 looks like. So if you are a partner, a member of a multiple member LLC, this is something that you will be getting. Hi Virender. So these are the things that you will be getting. Form schedule K1. Okay, each partner, so it is like share of profit. So it will determine information about it will show the information about partnership, information about the partner, part 2, right? And then part 3 talks about partner share of current year income, deduction, credits and other items. Okay, so you can just go through these items, okay, because if you are starting a business, these are basic forms that I want you to know. Yeah, very good evening, Ram. Yeah, so it's very important that you know these forms. So a knowledgeable client is always easy to serve, right? So when you understand the why of it, that's what I tell even my students. So when you understand the why of it, the how of it doesn't matter. Okay, why you should track your finances so that you can plan your taxes. Now, why you should plan your taxes so that you can, I'm not asking you to save your money. No, I'm asking you to invest that saved money into something else that can multiply, right? Okay, so that's about a multiple member LLC. Okay, so by default a multiple member LLC is treated as partnership, and when treated as partnership, the entity will file form 1065. I have shown you that, and the partners will get schedule K1, which flows into their personal tax return through schedule E. Now schedule E is yet another thing. I'll show you that also. Schedule E, usually when you have rental income or things like that, you get schedule E, but let me quickly show you the schedule E. It also comes for passive income. Yeah, so if you have a rental income or a rental property or something like that, okay, even then schedule E will come into picture. Okay, so part 1 talks about income or loss from rental real estate and royalties. Part 1, income or loss from rental real estate and royalties. Then next one, you see the types of property, then income, rents received, royalties received, and then you have the expenses, advertising. Yeah, all these are different expenses that you can claim. So page 1, part 1, it talks about rental property, and then now here part 2, income or loss from partnership and S corporations. Okay, I will take up the questions at the end, Ramu. I'll take up the questions at the end, or if it is something to deal with numbers, then we will have to get your contact information and then address it separately. Okay, I'll hold this question till the end now. Okay, so this is part 2, income or loss from partnerships and S corporation. Yeah, part 3, income or losses from estates and trust, and then part 4 is about real estate, REMICs. Okay, and part 5 is summary. Anyways, usually the first 2 parts, and in case somebody has estates and trust, then part 3 comes into picture. REMICs are very rare. So only part 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so remember that. Now, even a multiple member LLC can be treated as a C Corp by filing form 8832 or S Corp by filing form 2553. Okay, now what are these forms? Okay, let me show you these forms also. Form 8832. Okay, let me quickly get you this. Probably we are the only consultants who give you so much information on taxes. And I want you to know all these things so that you can serve your clients better. Okay, yeah. Okay, so form 8832. So in case you want to treat your LLC as a C Corp or something like that, then this is the form that you have to file. I'm just showing you, I'm not explaining the line items to you, so you can go over this form. So in case you formed an LLC and now you want to change that LLC into a C Corp, okay, so then you will have to file this form 8832. Okay, and your accountant should be able to help you, or you can also feel free to talk to our team also. Even they will be more than happy to help you or assist you. Okay, so this is the form. Yeah. And so this is in case you start an LLC and you want to convert it into a C corp. Now supposing you want to convert that into an S corp, let us say, then you will have to file this form 2553. Okay, the formalities and all we will let you know, but this is how it is done. Form 2553. Form 2553. Part 1, election information. Of course, S corp, it's applicable only for US citizens, of course green card holders also. And this is how form 2553 looks like. So if you form an S corporation and you want to form a C corp or a S corp, see, each one will have its own merits and demerits. Okay, and you will have to talk to your accountant to understand what is the best entity that you can structure for your dream business. Okay, so it's not that okay, fine, LLC is good, I'll start with LLC, or C corp is good, I can use INC, something like that. No, I mean, you have to evaluate. I mean, we have people with 5 members or less than that also have made over 10 million in business. Okay, so the size doesn't really matter. So it's the quality of service that you deliver to your clients through this entity that you want to start is what takes you places. Now, why would one form an LLC? Okay, good one. Now see, anybody who wants to start his business or something like that, they may start off as a sole proprietor, be on 1099, work as an independent contractor, but as they are evolving, as they are growing from one level to another, it is very important that you form an LLC so that your assets are protected. Okay, so something happens tomorrow, the creditors will not come after your personal assets. Getting it? Only the assets that is there in the business, only that one will be touched. Rest all will be untouched. Okay, so as you see here, by forming an LLC, you create a protective wall between business and personal assets like homes, cars, trucks, jewelry, etc. And then if the business is sued, the creditors can only attack the assets of the LLC to settle those debts and liabilities. In other words, your personal assets are safe and secure. They are not considered a part of the business. So business is separate and your personal assets are separate. So both are two different pieces. Getting it? Yeah. So asset protection. And then it gives you a favorable tax treatment. Okay. Now, LLC taxes can be favorable because it is a pass-through entity, which means LLC is not taxed directly. Instead, the profits and losses of the business pass through its owners who report them on their tax returns. Okay, so let's make it simple. Okay, now the beauty of forming these multiple member LLCs or S corp, okay, so I call it as SPL, special. These have the pass-through entities, I call them as special SPL. Okay, if you have to write it as an abbreviation, I call it as SPL. Okay, S corporation, partnership, and then LLC with multiple members. Okay, now what happens here is whatever profit or loss the entity makes, the entity does not pay any taxes. It is passing on the tax burden to its members, to its owners. That's why it is called a pass-through entity. Is that clear? The tax burden is passed on to its members or owners, so it is called a pass-through entity. The entity does not pay any tax. Next, what are the merits of forming an LLC? Okay, LLCs are the most popular and most flexible business structures for business owners, entrepreneurs, and real estate investors. Most of them. Anybody who wants to start a business, or anybody, even if you want to start a digital marketing or a IT company, recruitment company, or you want to protect your real estate investment, you want to buy new house and let it out and things like that, forming a real estate LLC is always good. It's always recommended. Okay, I would encourage you to talk to our experts, to get more information, or go ahead and talk to your accountant. Next, it's not that expensive to set up. Then flexibility, like what I have told you, it's flexibility in taxes and no ownership restrictions. Anybody can be a member of LLC. Like what I told you, in S corporation, only US citizens or green card holders can be members of an S corporation. But here in LLC, even a non-US resident can also form an LLC. Next, ability to use the cash method of accounting. Obviously, you realize the income only when it is received, and you will recognize the expenditure only when it is paid. Next, ability to place membership interest in a living trust, in case you are forming a living trust or something like that. Then ability to deduct losses, net operating losses and all. And then low maintenance, not much maintenance. You have more, but we have just penned down very few points here. What are the requirements to maintain the LLC? Okay, you have to send your annual report to the state once a year. Not all states have annual report requirements, but each state will have some document that you have to file every year to show that you are alive, you exist. Next, file your state and local taxes. In case it is applicable, you have to file your state and local taxes. Then additional work is to file a simple form if you change your address, in case you change your address or something. So these are the forms that you need to file, because last year what happened, some people as they moved their business, due to corona, they have moved to a much cheaper location or something like that, or to a place that is near to their home and things like that. Okay, so if you are one of them, then you may have to file these forms. Okay, form 8822B. So this is that form which you may have to file. Change of address or responsible property. This is how the form looks. It's rare, but still because they really don't need that big company. Okay, next, what are the tax benefits of LLC? Few points, let's try to understand. Okay, it's a pass-through taxation. I told you that all the money that your business receives is subject to taxation, even if you did not pay yourself anything from your business income. You will still be taxed on it. Okay, now you may say that, hey, I did like $500,000 business, of which everything I gave it to vendors, then I gave it to staff. I myself did not receive any salary and things like that. Yeah, it happens with many, but still the law says, hey, you made profit, and it's a pass-through entity. So whatever profit the entity made, assuming it's a multiple member LLC or a partnership, that is passed on to the members, and the members will be required to pay the tax. Getting it? Next, it avoids double taxation, and business earnings are taxed only once on the owner or shareholders' personal tax return. So there is no double taxation. So in C corporation, what happens? The entity also pays tax, and then the shareholder also pays tax, especially dividend and all, dividend distribution tax, and then again that dividend is also taxable to the shareholder. So things like that. But in multiple member LLC or in the partnership, it's only one time. It's only one person. So either you pay as a business entity or as a shareholder, but because it's a pass-through entity, the entity does not pay any tax, but the shareholders or the members or owners, they do pay the tax. Next, an S Corp election. I have shown you that 2553 form. Okay, S corporations are unique that you don't have to pay self-employment taxes. However, you are supposed to pay yourself a reasonable salary. See, the beauty of why somebody will form an S corporation is that you can save on the self-employment taxes. Even if you start an LLC, you will still be subject to self-employment taxes. Of course, you will get half of that, one half of that self-employment deduction. But when you form an S corporation as a US citizen, you will save on the self-employment taxes. So that is something that you should definitely consider. And also, you are supposed to take for yourself a reasonable salary. Now what is reasonable, only your accountant can tell you. Okay, so speak to your accountant so that he can guide you better. Okay, I would not say tax advisor, I would rather say tax accountant, okay, or a tax and accounting advisor, because I have been telling all my individual clients also, not only business clients anyways they maintain their books of accounts, but I have been telling even my individual clients, my clients, the personal clients also, friends and others too, within the family, to maintain that books of accounts. Yeah, initially 1 month it may be difficult for you, but over a period of time, when you are keying in the numbers, when your accountant is doing it for you and you are seeing where your money is going, I mean, it creates a lot of responsibility. It brings in a lot of responsibility and financial discipline, because you are able to see, where your money is going. Next, it is the only business tax status that lets you save on Social Security and Medicare taxes without avoiding double taxation. You can also save on the FICA taxes. Now, business tax write-off, obviously, any expenditure that you incur for business purposes, you can always claim it, while personally it is not possible. So you set up an LLC and then claim the expenses, incur expenses in the name of LLC, and then you go for it. Okay, like professional expense in maintaining professional license, engaging in professional development, paying for the professional resources such as industry journals are also deductible, and of course meals and entertainment also are deductible, and any property you purchase can also be deducted. Of course, it can be deducted as a depreciation also, or it can also be a revenue expenditure also, so whether capital expenditure or revenue expenditure, but you can write off every expenditure that you are incurring in business for business. Yeah. Then pass-through tax deduction, you get a 20% tax deduction, and then also qualified business income deduction, also people famously call it as QBID, okay, for certain income that that these SPLs, specials, okay, as corporation, partnership and limited liability companies qualify for. And whatever is the state that you want to set up LLC, let our team know and they will give you more information on this, because for forming an LLC there is no general meeting that you need to hold. Okay, you just have to check the name availability, apply for a EIN, open the bank account, and do some compliance norms and get started. Okay, so the compliance wise it is very, very low. Even if you are somebody from India, I have a lot of people who ask me, so can I start business from India? You can definitely start a business from India. You just need to have a tax identification number, and we can help you get started with that. Okay, so when are you starting your LLC? So in case you are looking for any consultation on that, feel free. And also a disclaimer, so this material has been prepared for informational purposes only, and it is not intended to provide and should not be relied on for tax, legal or accounting advice. Okay, you should consult your own tax, legal and accounting advisors before engaging in any transactions, as everyone's legal, tax and financial situation is different. Specific advice should be tailored to the circumstances. Tax law is subject to continual change, at times on a retroactive basis, and may result in incremental taxes, interest or penalties. Should the facts provided to us be incorrect or incomplete, or should the law or its interpretation change, our advice that is given in this piece of video may also be inappropriate. Okay, as a disclaimer. And in case you have any questions, please feel free to contact our office. That's our number. You also see our contact information below. You also have a WhatsApp number 234 Hi iLead. Hi iLead is nothing but 444-5323. Okay, it's very easy to punch in those numbers, and I look forward to hear from you. And feel free to schedule a free consultation with our tax expert on any of these matters. If you're making any important financial decision on any of these matters as an individual, because we are in the last quarter and hardly some 45 days are left. Okay, and it's the Thanksgiving month too. Okay, so before your long holidays begin, before your celebrations begin, I encourage you to contact our office and plan your taxes. Okay, so this channel is primarily for our clients and our students, so that they get benefited from it. And if you're a CPA also who is watching us, and if there's a way that we can help you, please get in touch with us. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and if you want more tax videos on personal taxes, business taxes, payroll taxes, or something like that, you have my contact information below. Email is there, WhatsApp, text, or call. You can also message me on my LinkedIn also. Okay, and if you like our work, please give it a like and please share it. Yeah, thank you very much. And here we had a question from Ram. Why would someone want to form a multiple member LLC when they can form a LLP? Same protection, right? Absolutely. But LLPs are more for professionals, or you can say lawyers, accountants, or people like that, doctors. But for all others, forming a multiple member LLC, a partnership is always advisable. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, people, and if you like it, please do share it with your family and friends. Yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next show. Bye bye.